So I believe I've talked on here before about Project 2025. And what that is basically about is a Republican plan. It's a government in waiting that when they get Trump supposedly in office, whoever's going to run, they want to fire 50,000 federal employees. And they want to change the status of, basically make it easier to fire them. So the thing I didn't get looking at it is that this would make it easy to pretty much destroy the EPA. It would make it easy to destroy a lot of federal regulatory workforce, regulatory agencies, and environmental agencies, and that would mean basically, if they got their way, that would mean the end of the EPA. That'd mean the end of Clean Water Act, Clean Air Act. That would mean the end of a lot of agencies that serve to keep America's waters clean and air clean and the air quality somewhat livable. For me, it hit me because we always look at it just as like this is just basically mobster type government. Like all of this, like when Marjorie Taylor Greene talks about meeting with the families, she's talking about mob shit. She's talking about it in a mob way. When they're trying to investigate Joe Biden's son, when they're talking about impeaching Joe Biden, this is all about simply this gangsterism. Old folks, they used to call it gangsterism. That's all it is. You're using your power to hurt people, to blackmail people, and to extort people. That's all it is. I've said it before. I don't care what Joe Biden's son has done. I really don't. Yeah, the charisma stuff is one thing, but going into him doing drugs and I have family that's been to prison for things. It doesn't do with me. Everybody's got people in their family not proud of. It doesn't define them. It doesn't define the individual. That's just somebody around you. And I think that ultimately it cheapens the party. I think that Mitt Romney he really told the quiet part out loud when he said that, he hasn't seen policy. And the thing is, they're not about policy. They're not interested in policy. That's not what they're there to do. They're there to obstruct, and they're there to basically ruin government. People they put in government, things they put in government fail. And they're, Mehdi Hassan made a great point the other day on how what they do is they dumb down everything. So when Trump's got a conspiracy charge, they're like, well, it's illegal to talk about things now. Yes, crimes. They dumb it down. I was like, I don't often agree with a lot of mainstream leftists on television, but he's right. He's right. Yeah, they have really went out of their way to weaken and destroy government. I was just thinking for some reason this afternoon when I got home that if they get their way, and hopefully they don't, one day, someone like me is going to sit down in the library, they're going to sit down in a laboratory somewhere, and they're going to research this. And they're going to show you that this killed people. It's like with COVID. We know that more Republican states, people died of COVID. More Republicans died of COVID. It's facts. Look it up. We know Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, a lot of people died of COVID. It's facts. Maryland, D.C., other places, less people died of COVID. Facts. Republicans don't want to talk about. Why is that? Why is it the case? Why is it the case? These are the states that you learn that Republicans don't care about. They don't care about actually the end of it. Like for me, it's like the outcome. For me in my life, I want to have good outcomes. And Republicans, they don't care. Like if you follow the bull, if you follow the crap they put forward, it really is just lie after lie after lie after lie after lie, and none of it works. None of it's true. Whether it be with the Trump cases, he lost almost every one of his cases in regards to the election. Whether it be with Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, they were gonna the laptop. What a laptop it? I'm still waiting on the dirty pictures. What a laptop it? Come on, over a year. Come on, guys. Spend all these millions of dollars. What you got for me? Nothing. Because there never was anything. And that's not glamorizing Hunter Biden. He's got a drug problem. He's got his demons like everybody else. But that doesn't reflect one way or the other on his father. And I think it's a particularly kind of ugly and callous nature of a party to go that deep to attack somebody's children in their darkest moment. I think that's wrong. That's wrong. And it at no point did it made me look at Hunter Biden as really, Joe Biden is more as a really a better guy. The things he did do and the way he spoke about his son that died, it really, it spoke to me that he's a much stronger guy than I thought he was morally inside himself. He's much stronger than I thought. Saying he loved his son and all. I just think that once again that ultimately, if it happens, and we have to start thinking that way with Republican politics. I think going into this 2030s is going to be really ugly. We have to start thinking about some of this that we're talking about. They may not do it federally, to do it in states. It's going to happen. They're going to start taking towns and states, and it's a matter of time. And we've got to start thinking about what that means for the least of us. Like I said, people will die. We saw it with COVID. Elderly people will die. What the party had on the Ozarks out there in Missouri. People got sick. A lot of people got sick with COVID. These are facts. And, like I said, Republicans, they don't care about, like they said yesterday. Republicans, they don't care what they said last 5 minutes ago. They don't. I learned that they don't care at all. There is no, like, a promise made, a promise kept. There is none of that. There is simply a statement made to buy time. Yeah, it's like a hostage. Republican Party like hostage takers. They're just saying whatever they can at the moment to buy time. That's it. They just buy time, and that's very clear. Seeing Mark Meadows talk, seeing Trump's vice president Mike Pence talk, seeing these guys talk, seeing these guys come out and tell you they didn't hear anything about Trump declassifying documents. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That these some of the most high profile people in the White House, and they have no idea what you're talking about in regards to declassifying SCIF type documents, secured, classified, compartmentalized information. I just think it's sad to realize that this is the future. The future isn't America breaking up. The future is in parts of the country becoming hellholes. That's the fact. I mean, I look at Alabama, Mississippi. They got the Cancer Alley. That's the future of parts of America. Cancer Alley. And the sad fact is that Republicans won't even care. Like I said, that we can. What this does, what Republicans really are going to do, what they want to do, and they try to do with Trump, is really a certain revisionism and a certain kind of a erasure of the last 50 years of public health and workforce safety over the last 50 years. What we've learned about ergonomics and asbestos and DDT, and they're going to open all the doors. They're going to open all the doors, and it's just so sad that more people don't. And that's what I mean with socialism, that we don't remember the people who fought. Dr. King didn't die for black people. Dr. King died against capitalism. Dr. King died fighting for workers in Memphis. It wasn't about no blacks. It was about workers, man. I am a man. Treat me like one. That's what that was about. And he was somebody that was speaking out for the working man. I've talked about Eugene Debs. God bless Eugene Debs. The reason you got a weekend. The reason you got a 40-hour work week. Nobody knows about him. So if we're not taught about these things people fought for to give us, why not have 12-year-olds working in the factory? Why not bring back asbestos and DDT? Why not? What's the big deal? Because we have no knowledge of the people that fought. There was a movie made talking about what the I think it was Al Pacino was in it. Yeah, it was about them trying to get the Surgeon Warning General on the cigarettes, all the shit he went through. Kids don't know about that. People don't know about that stuff. What people had to go through to make America a little better and a little safer for all people. So if we don't have that knowledge of those people, it's very easy to fall back into the mud and the blood and the darkness of many years ago. I just think that, as I said, over the next decade, because that's what I've seen, whether it be, Florida with the Don't Say Gay bill, they want to try to make that nationwide. It ain't gonna work. They're gonna do it in more states. This is a part of that. This is a part of the dumbing down, and it's the part of degradation of really huge swaths of the country. This is it. And they'll say something that makes sense here or there, but the end wages of it is, we see in Florida now, you got major insurers leaving the state. I think that means you got the water out there over 100 degrees. That means, this to me, what this means ultimately to me, is, like I said, you're going to have parts of the country that are going to be hellholes. And as I said, someone's going to look at it one day. They're going to quantify it. They're going to break it down. They're going to show you. People died in these areas. As a result of these actions, specifically, people died. They didn't have to die. We saw it with COVID. They didn't have to die. They died. They could have been saved. Needless loss of life. And I think that, for me, that's what being a leftist is all about. It is about preservation of life and the respect for the sanctity of human life. They make it about abortion. They scream about abortion. But when it comes to workplace safety, when it comes, as I said, Clean Water Act, Clean Air Act, the EPA, the OSHA, that's the left, baby, all day long. Republicans didn't give you that. Republicans didn't give you none of that stuff. That was the left. That was some guy out here marching. That was some guy out here holding a sign. That was some guy out here that got roughed up by the cops and thrown in a van somewhere and thrown into jail. That was that guy that helped to bring you the 40-hour work week and give you a weekend and give you holidays and give you a public school education. They didn't give you that. To me, it's just, in the end, we get the country we deserve. I think John Kennedy said, people get the police they want, the law enforcement they want, and the criminals they deserve. And that's ultimately, that fits with this, that we're going to get the sort of politics that we want and the sort of public health outcomes that we really deserve. I just feel bad for for the elderly and for the kids and for all that what this is disaster capitalism times 10. Because disaster capitalism was just about, like, all right, Katrina and Harvey and that thing we had in Hawaii recently, Maui, the wildfires and all that. Once they get destroyed, people can come in and buy up all the property. And so now BlackRock owns your whole neighborhood. But now what you're looking at, that was just because of outcome. That wasn't like the government. That wasn't like the government was like, yeah, that was just bad outcome. People that were just predatory, waiting to strike. What you're looking at now is a society in which the government is unable or unwilling to do the things that people want them to do in regard to public health. Right? That's like I said, a lot of people are gonna pay in regards to what's gonna come.